Hi, and welcome back to Nalanda, India's ancient wisdom. I'm Tenzin Namjong, and this is lesson 2B. In the last lesson, we started to discuss the purpose and value of debate. We'll continue on that theme in this lesson, but here we're going to focus on what for most of us will be the more wide-reaching and practical purpose of debate. That is, to be able to develop our capacity to regulate our emotions in daily life, to stop the cognitive biases that stimulate destructive emotions, and to respond to the world with a balanced mind and kind heart. Although you may never have formally learned the structure of debate, nor how to form a logical syllogism, everyone repeatedly engages in reasoning to justify their ideas, feelings, and actions.
Let me give you an example. Say you're walking out of the store with your hands full of bags, and the person in front of you, instead of holding the door open for you, lets it slam behind him and into your face. How rude, your mind screams. And even though you're not harmed and manage to make it out of the store and onto the street without any real hardship, you can't help but brood. The incident is over, never to be relived again, but in your mind it keeps playing over and over. What's more, the image of that person who let that door shut keeps thrusting itself into the forefront of your mind. He's selfish, he's a jerk, everyone around here is a jerk. This city is just awful. No one here gives you the time of day. I deserve better than this. I try so hard to be considerate, and this is what I get? My day is ruined.
Okay, maybe that's a little exaggerated, but really, not by that much. This is how our mind works, because we never call into question the reasons that play out in our minds and fuel our feelings. Even if there's not a conscious process of reasoning, there's always some underlying logical structure supporting our emotional reactions. I'm upset because this city is horrible. This city is horrible because everyone here is a jerk. And everyone here is a jerk because this one person here is a jerk. And this person is a jerk because he didn't hold open the door for me when I was leaving the store.
Now, is any one of those reasons actually a valid and correct reason? If we learn about what it takes for something to be a flawless reason, we'll see that most of the time the reasons we hold on to an event that incite our worst moods, that fuel our anxieties and insecurities, are simply wrong. They don't hold up to reality, but to see what holds up to reality and what doesn't, we need to learn, and we need most especially to think, reflect, and analyse. As we do so, we begin to get a clearer picture of how our minds function, of the interactive nature of mind and the world it experiences. We realise how anger and getting annoyed are just silly, and what's more, are controllable. Essentially, we gain the mental flexibility and discipline to regulate our emotions. By examining the makeup of our inner and outer worlds and analysing how those things exist, we develop an ability to maintain a joyful, peaceful, and wise frame of mind. This frame of mind becomes your best friend wherever you go, because it keeps you free of problems. Unlike the typical mind state we have that constantly whispers deceiving thoughts and assumes that I and my feelings are an exception to the rules of logic. By becoming more aware of our own emotions and how they invariably are stimulated and accompanied by how we're thinking, we'll naturally become skeptical about this self-centered outlook and an intrinsic cognitive bias that lies at the heart of most of the problems we create for ourselves. The bias which favours an in-group at the expense of an out-group. We can then be kinder to both ourselves and others, more accepting, forgiving, and loving towards whomever we come across, and thus directly benefit the wider world.
Now, this is all about debate as it's been traditionally used in the context in which it was developed. That is, in Tibetan Buddhist monasteries, where the students are actively working on inner, spiritual practice to overcome their self-centered tendencies. But as mentioned in the previous lesson, the uses of debate certainly don't need to end there. Through learning debate, you develop analytical skills that allow you to develop a more refined view of reality. And this skill is applicable in all fields, not just Buddhist philosophy. Think about these questions.
Is light a particle or a wave, or both? Does cutting taxes on the rich or raising taxes on the rich benefit the economy more? How do we draw the lines between species or define a planet? What is a human right, and what is the responsibility of governments and the public to protect and provide for those rights?
Sorry, you may have noticed that the light behind me just cut out. That's one of the challenges of shooting in a non-professional video.
It's fine, yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I don't want to criticize.
But that's mitakpa, kind of.
Yeah, you just say.
This is a sign to be discovered by through reasoning.
Yeah.
Something about impermanence is fine.
That's one of the challenges of shooting in a non-professional environment. Okay.
We're not professionals, but we do with love.
Yes.
Yeah.